I'm not usually the type of person to click on ads, but I was completely broke and still living with my parents. Now, before a bunch of you guys come at me and tell me to get a job and to stop being a bum, I want you guys to know I do have a job. I work 55 hours a week and I give all of my money to my parents. They're the ones that don't have enough to pay their bills. After everything is said and done, I have maybe $40 a month to spend on myself. Fuck, they're my parents, but I make sure they have enough to eat before I feed myself. That's why, when I saw a simple black square take up the bottom right corner of my screen with the words "Cash for Confessions" inside of the box, I clicked it. I was using an old beat-up tablet and hooked up to really shitty Wi-Fi coming from the modem and router Comcast rents out to us. But the site opened up on my tablet in an instant. Like I said, I'm not normally the type of person to click on ads, so my guard was up high, but the website seemed completely safe. It was pretty much solid white with a small tan box in the middle of the screen. On the box were two generic words: create account. I quickly made a throwaway email address and clicked on the box. It took me to the next screen. It only asked me for three things: username, email address, currency desired. My favorite superhero is the Flash, so I made my username Barry Flash. I typed in my email address and then typed in USD on the last slot. As soon as I finished typing, the screen turned black. It stayed that way for a couple of seconds before two words appeared on the top of the screen. Thank you. The two words faded away and were replaced with a series of rules. Cash for confessions. 1. All of the confessions must be completely true. 2. Do not use the money to help others out. This is your money that you have earned. 3. You may tell others about Cash for Confessions, but you cannot send this in to anyone that will cause us any type of trouble. I impatiently tapped on the screen until it flashed the complete white before transitioning to grey. An endless list of confessions filled my screen. I wasn't really interested in anyone else's confessions. I wanted to see if this thing actually paid. After a couple of seconds of searching around, I finally found what I was looking for. Once you click this, you must confess. Without a second thought, I tapped on the link. The other confessions disappeared from the screen and were replaced with an empty white box. I tapped on the box and my keyboard came up. After a small sigh of anticipation, I typed out, I was a virgin till I was 22 years old. Right after I finished typing, the keyboard disappeared and the screen went completely black. I waited for a couple of seconds before the tablet vibrated. After a couple more seconds of waiting, I pressed the power button and my tablet came to life. I got a new email. I tapped on the notification and the email app came up and slowly started to load. I almost let out a scream of joy when I saw that the email was from Cash for Confessions. I tapped on the email and quickly became sketched out and slightly pissed when all it said was, $15 has been deposited into your bank account. If you would like more money, please give us a better confession. Shit, I would have been happy with just $15, but I knew that there was no way they could have deposited the money into my bank. They didn't have my account number. They didn't even know what bank I used. Shit, they didn't even know my name. After letting out a depressed groan, I turned my tablet off and went to sleep. I woke up in the middle of the night to the sound of my tablet vibrating continuously. Once I got out of bed, I nervously walked up to my tablet and turned it on. Emails. Thousands of emails from Cash for Confessions. I nervously clicked on the first email and almost dropped it to the ground. I closed out of the email and looked through the rest. They all said the same thing. Don't doubt us, Samuel Harrison. We know who you are. We gave you the money. Please check your bank account and see that we are a legitimate business. We miss you and we hope you come back. Curious and scared out of my mind, I clicked on my bank app and logged in. I had 14 cents in my bank account before. I checked earlier to see if I could eat Taco Bell tonight. But I now had $15.14. I was scared. I really was, but I was also excited. I mean, it was the first opportunity I was given to actually make a little pocket change for myself. I don't really know when I fell asleep, but I do know the sun was rising when I finally did. I kept writing out confession after confession. I mean, they knew who I was, but the people that were reading it had no idea. All they saw were my confessions. I didn't really put anything juicy in, but a couple of them managed to make me around $30. That was 4 days ago. I didn't really put anything juicy out there, but a couple of them managed to make me around $30. That was 4 days ago. I woke up the next morning and realized I was already 4 hours late to work. I don't know why I was so dumb, but I called my manager and told him that I quit. In the middle of his rant, I hung up on him and checked my bank account. My jaw dropped when I saw the $1,560 in my bank account. In the next 3 days, I wrote as many confessions as I could. But yesterday morning I realized something. I was out of things to confess. That's when I started to mess up my entire life in the span of 24 hours. I broke one of the rules. I started to make up confessions. It started off with small shit like I stole $100 out of my grandma's wallet when I was 12 and quickly escalated to I have a gun in my drawer, I'm going to kill my parents tonight and they won't be able to do anything about it. Right after I made that confession, I checked my emails. A couple of my made up confessions made in between $15 to $750, but my newest one made me $1,500. I was ecstatic. Everything felt like it was perfect. But about an hour later, my tablet started blowing up again. Nervously, I checked it and saw that I had over 800 emails waiting for me. I opened the first one and instantly knew how bad I fucked up. I knew they all said the same thing. But I spent the next hour clicking through all of the emails and checking to see if maybe it was just a warning. It wasn't. They all said the same thing. Samuel, why would you lie to us? You knew we would figure out if you were lying or not. But there's a way to fix it. If you look in your first drawer, you will see a gun. Kill your parents if you want to live. Fulfill the confession, or we take your worthless life. I checked my drawer, and sure enough, the gun was there. I picked it up and felt goosebumps cover my body. When my parents sat on the couch for our weekly movie night, I took the gun downstairs. I sat next to them for the last time. I enjoyed every single second. Every single laugh at dumb moments from the movie and every single smile we gave each other. As the movie ended, I took the gun out of the back of my pants. Tears filled my eyes, as I knew what I had to do. I placed the gun behind me and ran out of the door. I didn't look back at them. I didn't want to see their confused and concerned faces as I ran off into the night. I went to my friend's house that night. I knew I was putting him at risk, but I was honestly hoping they would kill my friend and me off. But unfortunately, I woke up this morning. I woke up and saw my friend cooking breakfast. With a feeling of dread and sadness, I turned on his TV and turned it into the news. The main story was about my parents. They were found in our house. Both of their heads were mutilated by several bullets. I choked back my tears and sobs. I know, they must be after me now. I'm writing this out on my tablet and leaving it at my friend's house while I try to get as far away as possible. It's my fault my parents are dead. But it's now up to me. It's up to me to get my revenge for their deaths. Until then, I want to leave you guys a warning. Please, be careful if you use cash for confessions. It's fine if you need a bit of money, but please don't be like me. Don't make up confessions.